If you've ever seen a PowerPoint presentation that had special effects between each slide, then you've seen slide transitions. A transition can be as simple as fading to the next slide, or it can be a flashy, eye-catching effect. That means you can choose transitions to fit the style of any presentation. Paste any picture from your flash drive. Select Slide 1, click the Transitions tab and locate the transition to this slide group. Notice how the None option has a gray background. This means that the currently selected slide does not have a transition. This is the default setting for all slides. Click the More button to display all of the transitions. A. Note that transitions are grouped into 3 categories: subtle, exciting, and dynamic content. B. The categories are self-explanatory except for dynamic content. In that category, the transitions affect the content of a slide, such as text boxes or images, instead of the entire slide. Click on the Dissolve transition in the Exciting category to apply it to Slide 1. This will automatically preview the transition as well. You can preview the transition for a selected slide at any time using either of these 2 methods. Click the Preview button on the Transitions tab. This previews the transition of the currently selected slide. Click the Star Play Animations icon. The icon appears on the Slides tab in the left pane beside any slide that includes a transition. This button will preview the slide's transition and preview the slide's animations. To change the transition, select a different one to apply it. In the Transitions tab, in the Timing group, locate the Duration field. This specifies how long the transition will take to animate. The time is measured in seconds. Enter 250 seconds. For adding a sound, in the Timing group on the Transitions ribbon, click the list arrow next to Sound and click a sound. Use the star in the Slides pane to preview your transition and sound. To remove a transition, select Slide on the Transitions tab. In the Transition to this slide group, notice how the currently selected transition is Dissolve. It has a gray background. Choose None from the gallery in the Transition to this slide group. The transition has now been removed. PowerPoint offers a variety of animations that you can use to enhance your presentation. Animations can be used to make objects appear on a slide, exit a slide, stand out on a slide, or move around within a slide. 4 types of animations are: Entrance. This controls how an object enters the slide. For example, with the bounce animation, the object will fall onto the slide and then bounce several times. Emphasis. These occur while an object is already on the slide. They are used to draw attention to an object. For example, you can make an object spin around. Exit. This controls how an object exits the slide. For example, with the fade animation, the object will slowly fade away. Motion paths. These allow an object to move along a predetermined path within the slide. For example, in a circle. Here, I created a quiz slide. But I want all these pics and data not to come at a time. They all come one by one and show the answer to this question after delivering the options. For this purpose, we will take the help of the Animation tab in PowerPoint. Let's start applying animation. Click on the Animations tab on the ribbon. Note that the buttons in the Animation group look grayed out. To activate the tools, we need to select an object to use them on. Note that the animation effects are grouped into categories: entrance, emphasis, exit, and motion paths. Underneath these divisions, there is a link to more varieties in each category. Click on More Entrance Effects. Let's click on the object that will come first and select the fly-in effect in the Basic category. Then the same procedure for all the objects. Numbers in small size that appear next to the object. This indicates that the object has an animation applied. The These numbers are only visible when the Animation tab is active. Click on the Home tab and notice how the number has disappeared. Click back on the Animation tab. In the Slides pane, the slide will now have a star symbol next to it. Clicking on the star will launch the animation. Some effects have options. At the right end of the Animations group, there is an active Effect Options button. Click on the Effect Options button and click from left. The object will show from the left side. We can change the effects. However, you'll sometimes want to place more than one animation on an object. To do this, you'll need to use the Add Animation button, which will allow you to keep your current animations while adding new ones. In the Advanced Animation group, click the Add Animation button. Find the object Color Effect in the Emphasis section and click it. After selecting this for objects that hold the answer, click on Preview. It will play. The Animation pane allows us to view and manage all of the effects that are on the current slide. We can modify and reorder effects directly from the Animation pane, which is especially useful when we have a number of effects. In the Animations tab, the Advanced Animation group, click the Animation pane button. Notice how the Animation pane opens to the right. It contains a list of all the animations that are applied on this slide. The third and last animation is highlighted in orange. Because these animations are assigned to the text box, and the text box is currently selected. Deselect the text box by clicking in a clear area off the slide. Notice how the two animations are no longer highlighted. We are going to utilize drag and drop to reorder the animations. Point to each animation and notice the screen tip. The screen tips tells you the name of the animation. Click on any animation that you want to reorder it. Drag it where you want to put it. It shows the red line when you move your cursor in the Animation pane for reordering it. You can see in our Animation pane we have a mouse shape in front of an animation. Others have clock shapes. The mouse shows that this animation will start after clicking the mouse button, and the rest of them will run after it. No need for any click. When we click on any animation in the Animation pane, that area is highlighted and has a small cursor at the end. Click on it. It gives a small suggestion bar that we can use for different tasks related to that animation, such as the base of its starting, time duration of delivering, and how much time it will come after the previous one. In the Timing group, we have a delay for this purpose, as we use it for the right answer that will show after the 2 seconds of completing this question. Click on Preview. The answer will color after 2 seconds of delivering the question. The motion path animation provides many possibilities for creativity. We're going to create a slide with 2 motion path animations. We're also going to add a background to the slide, open a PowerPoint, and delete the placeholders. We are only going to be working on one slide hide, the slide navigation pane, so that we have more screen real estate.
Point to the resize border drag all the way to the left. In Design tab, in the Customize group, click on the Format Background button. In the Format Background pane, click Picture or Texture, click on the Online. In the Insert Picture dialog, type Sky and insert the picture. Close the Format Background pane. For inserting 2 pictures, go to the Insert tab on the ribbon. In the Images group, click on the Picture button. Search for biplane and insert it. Deselect the image. Repeat these steps to insert Superman. Deselect the image. Click the biplane and click on the Format tab to remove the background of the image. Select the area which you want to keep it. Then click on the Mark Areas to keep. Background will remove. Click on the More button in the Animation group and scroll until you see the Motion Paths section. Click on the Lines motion path. After a few seconds, you will see a motion path line appear on the biplane. The green dot represents where the object will start from. The dotted line represents the path the object will take. The red dot represents where the object will move. Notice how there is a ghosted biplane attached to the red dot. This is another indication of where the object will move. Because we just created the motion paths animation, the motion paths line is currently selected. Click in a clear space. Notice how the ghosted image disappears and the dots have turned into triangles. This means the motion path line is deselected. Click on the dotted motion paths line, or one of its triangles, to select it again. Now that it is selected, we can change the starting and ending locations. Focus your cursor on the red dot until you see the two-headed white arrow. Click and drag it so the ghosted biplane is now near the ending part of the slide. Repeat the same steps to apply a motion path line to Superman. Use the Preview button on the Animations tab to view the animation.
For setting start options and timings for the animations, click the biplane. On the Animations tab, look for the timing group. Note that the start option is on click. We will keep that option. Change the duration to 4 seconds. Click Superman. In the timing group, change the start option to with previous. We chose this option so that Superman will be on the slide at the same time as the biplane. Change the duration to 4 seconds. Again, select the biplane. Click on Add Animation. Select the Fade and Bounce from Exit Effects. As the punch of Superman explodes the biplane, starting time will be after previous for first and with previous for the second one. For viewing the slideshow, click on the slideshow view and start the animations by clicking the mouse once. We can use the ES key to end the show. For the selection and visibility pane, we will be using this tool to give the objects on our slide meaningful names. This can be very handy when you have a slide with several objects on it. Go to the Home tab on the ribbon. In the Editing group, click the Select button and choose Selection Pane. Another side pane called Selection will open. This pane lists all of the objects on the slide. Click on Picture 3 in the Selection pane. Notice how the biplane picture becomes selected. Its resize handles appear. Click on Picture 3 again. The name will turn into a text box, allowing us to rename the object. Use the Delete key to clear the text box's contents. Type biplane into the text box and then tap Enter. Repeat the steps above to rename Picture 4 to Superman. Close the Selection pane. Notice how the object's name in the Animation pane changed. When we are busy completing the presentation or a slide, by default, PowerPoint automatically checks our work for spelling errors and points them out by underlining them with red, wavy lines. PowerPoint provides us with several proofing features that will help us produce professional, error-free presentations. So ensure the spell check starts at the beginning of the presentation by selecting Slide 1. Go to the Review tab, locate the proofing group, and click the Spelling button. The spelling pane will open on the right. For each error in our presentation, PowerPoint will try to offer one or more suggestions. In the table, we have a list of suggested words for the selected misspelled word. The spell checker will pick up, along with the action we want to take. As we click on Change or Ignore, the word will change and the cursor will come to the next misspelled word for correction. A Spell Check Complete message will appear when the spell check is complete. We can correct these misspellings one at a time instead of running the spell checker. Right-click the misspelled word. a context menu will appear. Click the correct spelling of the word from the list of suggestions. The word will be corrected. Once your slideshow is completed, you will need to learn how to present it to an audience. PowerPoint offers several tools and features that can assist you in making your presentation smooth, engaging, and professional. For starting a slideshow, click the Slideshow tab. Locate the Start Slideshow group and click the From Beginning command to start the slideshow with the first slide. Use your mouse to click through the slides. Press the ESC key at any time to exit the show. Begin the slideshow from the beginning again. Move the mouse. Notice how you have to wiggle it a little in order for the cursor to appear. Notice the faint buttons in the bottom left of the screen. Click the first button to go back one slide and the second button to advance one slide. You may also use the arrow keys on your keyboard to advance and reverse slides. The Enter key and spacebar on the keyboard can be used to advance slides. Jumping to a non-adjacent slide, click on the fourth button. Notice how thumbnails of all of the slides in your presentation appear. Notice how the slide you are currently on is outlined in orange. Click on a thumbnail to jump to that slide. Click on the button with 3 dots, the last button. Click End Show in the menu that appears. You can also press the ESC key at the top left of your keyboard to end the show. Zooming in, click on the button with the magnifying glass. Notice how the mouse cursor has changed to a magnifying glass. Click anywhere on the slide to zoom in. Notice how the mouse cursor has changed to an open hand. Click and drag the mouse to move around the slide. Right. Click to zoom back out. PowerPoint provides convenient tools and features that you can use while you are presenting your slideshow. Features include changing your mouse pointer to a pen or highlighter to draw attention to items in your slides. In addition, you can jump around to slides in your presentation or access items from your computer, desktop if needed. Start the slideshow again. If you don't have a laser pointer but have a mouse and a keyboard, you can simulate a laser pointer by holding down the Ctrl key, holding the left mouse button down and moving your cursor around the screen during a slideshow. Try it.